So if I run this project, you can see that I have a bug that I can only see the first resolution that I was populating right here. So currently I am seeing only one resolution right here. And this is because I have a little glitch in my initial populate resolutions. Although I created the index over here, I never changed the index. So basically, at the end of this loop, I need to say increment index so that I can do it everything with multiple resolutions and not this one only. When I run it, also I see that my labels for some reason are aligned to the, like, justified to the right. I was not expecting it. I don't know why it's doing this by default, but of course this needs to be changed inside, like properties and everything. I'm not going to bother with this. Also, the form needs to say something in its title, which I neglected so far. I will leave it to you as an exercise. But the initial display is here, and if I say confirm, I recall that my plan was to grab the top one and move it to unconfirmed bucket. Right, and then so this list will shrink and so forth. So let's I mean, we're all ready to do this. We already have everything ready to do this. We just need to connect our buttons to the right method calls, and everything should be in place. So hopefully this will be less effort. So switching back to the design, going to confirm, going to say events, action performed, which is the same as a click, mouse click on the button, which adds this handler for a button confirmed. I get rid of the to do as soon as possible, create myself some space, and say that the controller. So controller here. Remember, the window can only talk to the controller. That's just like, it can talk to itself and to the controller. So that's the limitation of the window design. And that's the rule for model view controller environment. Okay, so it needs to call confirm. And since things are going to change, after this call, we're going to say what we did here, right? So we're just going to say populate resolutions. It could be renamed to something like display resolutions. I don't know if populate is okay. Like, it's like basically does the complete refresh. I already lost where I was. There was my button right here, right? So I need to say populate resolutions. I'll add here a comment to say refresh display. This will take care of the display. And the next thing, another button over here, same thing, change event action performed. It's going to be very, very similar. Okay, so this is the idea. Controller oops, which will be delegate everything to the to the data object, right? And the lists will be updated, and we say, let's populate the resolutions. Running this again to test. Okay, so here, confirm. You see the list is shrinking. I don't understand why this layout is so like pervasive to like, even change the location of my buttons, but and further clicks here being ignored. But if I say oops, things come back. Whoa. This used to be different in a prior version of NetBeans. It would not generate such layouts that would adjust location of the buttons. But so this would be like, something else. Again, I would leave it to you to research and find out how to make adjustments to the layout to like make this behave. Like I would prefer these buttons not to move up and down, but that's just the way it behaves right now. So anyway, so we can confirm and unconfirm right now. This is all like, now look, it's just switched over to this alignment. Oh, interesting. So it all depends maybe on the size of the form. I don't know. I just really I am I am not an expert in these layouts, and I have no idea. I would just my look. If you ask me, uh, like if you just given me this designer, right, and you told me, okay, use this designer to populate it with the gadgets that you like, and it'll be all in place. Just like I would prefer it to be as simple as possible. So any sophistication would be left for further steps, so that I should be looking for ways to sophisticate it as opposed to ways to simplify it. You get my idea. But look, this is your homework, not mine homework. So I'll leave it to you to, if you'd like to play with this and research what you can improve. For me, the task is to show you how to manipulate the data. So the data seem to be manipulated okay. I am more or less happy with the behavior of these two buttons. And once again, it just basically delegates everything to the controller. Controller talks to the data object. Everything happens here. We manage our lists, and we still have the history. The history is being updated, but we do not display it. So let's go ahead and add the history view. So this will be truly something that we would call a controller with multiple views, right? So this controller in our situation will not be limited to just a single view, but rather it can communicate information to multiple views. So so this will be interesting. Actually, there are some important aspects to discuss and to take care of. Let's just take another very short break, and we'll try to work on the set of issues related to the history after the break.